Hi, in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make this bracelet right here. This bracelet is my own original design and it is called the Frilly Ladder bracelet. Now, I do have an older tutorial on this bracelet if you are interested in watching it, but this is the updated tutorial, so this tutorial is obviously going to be a lot shorter and probably better. So just keep watching this one, but if you're interested, a link to the older tutorial will be in the description. But anyway, to make this bracelet, you're going to need your loom. Any loom will work. You will also need your hook. Any hook will work as well. I'm just going to be using this metal tipped hook. And you will also need a clip. Any clip will work as long as it's for rubber band bracelets. I'm just going to be using a C-clip because I just have so many of these things sitting around. And you will also need rubber bands. So as you can see here on this little organizer, I have 3 different groups of rubber bands, and I'm going to go ahead and explain what each group is. So this A group here, the A rubber bands, they are going to be the outside of the ladder, so these black rubber bands here. And you can't really see them that much, but they are there, so that's what the A color rubber bands are. The B color rubber bands are the rungs, so the rubber bands that go across the 2 single chains of A color bands, so these purple rubber bands in the example. And then the C color rubber bands are the frills on the ladder rungs, because they're actually on the rungs, not on the actual ladder. So that's what these C color rubber bands are, the actual frills. So now, the number of rubber bands you're going to need is going to appear on the screen now. Alright, and now that you know what you're going to need, get your supplies and use the pause button so that you can do so, and I will see you once you have everything. Alright, now to begin you're going to need to get about all of your A color rubber bands except for 2, because one of them is going to be your cap band and the other is going to be the first rubber band in your extension. You're going to also need to make sure that the arrow on your loom is pointing away from you. Now to begin, you're going to get an A color rubber band, and you're going to place it going outwards from this first middle pin to this first left pin. Then you're going to get another A color rubber band, and you're going to place it going from this first left pin to the second left pin. Then you're going to get another A color rubber band and place it going from the second left pin to the third left pin. And well, that's all you're going to do. You're just going to place a single chain of A color rubber bands going all the way up the left side of your loom, and you're going to stop when you get here on this second to last left pin, or the 12th left pin. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward myself, placing the rest of the A color rubber bands I need to here on the left side of my loom. Just use the pause button if you need to. Alright, so as you can see right here, I have stopped placing A color rubber bands on this 12th left pin. You're going to get another A color rubber band and you're going to place it going inwards from this 12th left pin to this 13th middle pin. Now you're going to do the exact same thing here on the right side of your loom. You're going to start here on this first middle pin and place an A color rubber band going outwards to this first right pin. Then get another A color rubber band and place it going up from this first right pin to the second right pin, and well, you can probably guess what we're going to do now. We're just going to place another little single chain of A color rubber bands going now up the right side of our loom. And we're going to stop on the 12th right pin again. Or not the 12th right pin again. On the 12th right pin. Just like we did here on the left, here on the right now. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward myself, placing the rest of the A color rubber bands, I need to on the right side of my loom. Use the pause button if you need to. Alright, so as you can see here, I have stopped placing A color rubber bands when I got to this 12th right pin. And like I said, if you have a crazy loom where you have 14 pins in each pin bar, you will still stop on the 12th right pin. So make sure you stop there. And what you're going to do now is you're going to get the last A color rubber band you should have out and place it going inwards from this 12th right pin to this 13th middle pin. So now you should have 2 A color rubber bands left. So put those away for now. You won't need them until you loom and all that. Now, we're going to place the actual frilly rungs. So, your B color bands and your A color rubber bands. Alright, now to place the actual frilly rungs for your Frilly Ladder bracelet, you're going to need all of your C color rubber bands, all of your B color rubber bands, and your hook. Now do not worry, making the frilly rungs is actually very simple, and what you're going to be doing on your hook is very simple. Everyone can hopefully, well I hope, can do it. So anyway, to make your first little frilly rung, you're going to get 2 C color rubber bands, and you're going to just put them on your hook, just like this. Then, you're going to twist these rubber bands while they're on your hook, like this. Then you're going to put this new shape you create from twisting these rubber bands onto your hook, just like this. And now you're going to get a B color rubber band and put it on the actual hook part of your hook, like so. And slide the C color rubber bands that are on your hook already onto the B color rubber band you just put on your hook. So be very careful. You want to keep the little infinity kind of shape that you had. Just make sure you have this. And now you're going to get your loom. And once you have your loom, you're going to place the frills. Okay, so this frill rubber band here, going across the first left pin and the first right pin. So first you're going to do the end that's on your hook. So bring your hook over the right pin, or the left pin, depending on what hand you're holding your hook in. Just put one end of this B color rubber band on one of the pins. I put mine here on the right. Then you're going to put the other end of the B color rubber band on the other pin. So now you should have this B color rubber band stretching from this first right pin to this first left pin. Now, this frill rubber band, these C color rubber bands, you need to make sure that you have these 2 separate ends pointing downwards. So you need to kind of like twist them around so that you have where the 2 sides cross each other, pointing upwards towards you. Now you're going to do the same thing again. You're going to get your hook and 2 C color rubber bands. You're going to put them both on your hook like so. Then you're going to twist them while they're still on your hook. Then you're going to put this new shape you have onto your hook as well, creating this kind of infinity shape here. Now you're going to get a B color rubber band and put it actually on your hook, like this. And carefully slide these C color rubber bands onto the B color rubber band you just put on your hook. Be careful, you want to keep the infinity shape. Here we go. And now what you're going to do is you're going to place this B color rubber band onto now the second left and right pins. So put one end of the B color rubber band on one of the pins, and then the other end on the other pin. And now you should have something like this. And if you have the 2 separate ends of the frill two separate ends of the C color rubber bands pointing upwards towards you, like this. You need to kind of push the rubber bands so that you can turn them so that you have the side of the rubber bands where they're crossing, pointing upwards towards you. And well, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make a frilly ladder rung one more time, and then I'm going to leave you to place the rest of them. So make sure you pay very close attention if you haven't been doing so already. So, to make a frilly ladder rung, you're going to get two C color rubber bands, put them on your hook, just like this. Then you're going to twist these rubber bands, just like that, and put this new shape you create, onto your hook, just like this. Then you're going to get a B color rubber band, and you're going to actually put it on your hook, just like this. Then you're going to slide these C color rubber bands that are on your hook onto this newly placed B color band, very carefully. And now you're going to put this B color rubber band that you have on your hook onto your loom. And you're going to put this B color rubber band now on the third left and right pins. So just put one end on one of the pins, and then one end on the other pin. And then make sure that you have the side of the C color rubber bands where they cross in the middle, pointing upwards towards you. And mine looks a little messed up, but make sure you have something like these down here. Now once you do, you have now successfully placed a frilly ladder rung. So now what you're going to do is you're just going to continue the same pattern of making the frilly ladder rung and placing it on the next two set of left and right pins, going all the way down your loom up until you get to the 12th left and right pins. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward myself, placing the rest of my frilly ladder rungs, and you're going to continue as well, but I'm going to fast forward, so just use the pause button if you need to. Alright, so as you can see here, I have now placed all of my B and C color rubber bands and all of my frilly rungs, and all of them have the side where they are crossing each other in the middle, pointing up towards me. And once you have that as well, your loom should look something like this. And well, once your loom looks like what I just showed you, you are now going to get your hook. We'll still keep your hook out, and another A color rubber band, because now it is time to loom your bracelet. Alright, so to begin looming, you're going to need to make sure that the arrow on your loom is now pointing towards you. So make sure you turn your loom around. Arrow pointing towards you. And what you're going to do is you're going to get this A color rubber band that you just got, and you're going to turn it into a cap band. Now to turn this rubber band into a cap band, you're going to twist it into an 8 or an infinity shape like so. Then fold it like a book back on top of itself, and now it looks like you have 2 rubber bands instead of 1. Now you have your cap band, so put this cap band on this first middle pin. But once you have your cap band on your loom, it is now time to actually loom. So get your hook, and what we're going to do is, it's super duper easy. It's probably going to be the easiest bracelet you'll make, that is by me. But anyway, to loom this, you're going to pull back the cap band here on this first middle pin, grab the top rubber band, and loom it outwards to the left. That is where this rubber band should be coming from. Now that you're here on the left, you're going to pull back the cap band, you're going to pull back all the top rubber bands, grab the very bottom rubber band and loom it forwards to the next left pin. Then here on this third left pin, which is where you should be, you're going to pull back this rung rubber band, grab the bottom rubber band and loom it forwards to the next left pin. And while that's all you're going to do, you're just going to continue looming these A color rubber bands, going all the way down your loom, and you're going to stop looming these rubber bands once you get to this last left pin, or in other words, the 13th left pin. So I'm going to go ahead and just fast forward myself, looming the rest of these A color rubber bands on the left side of my loom. You're going to continue as well. I'm just going to fast forward, so just use the pause button if you need to. Alright, so as you can see, I have loomed all of the rubber bands here on the left side of my loom, except for this one up here. That's where you should be now, like I am. And what you're going to do once you get to this point is you're going to pull back this rung rubber band, like you've done before. Grab the bottom rubber band and just loom it inwards to this last middle pin where it should be coming from. Now we're going to do this exact same thing we did here on the left, now on the right. So return to this first middle pin, and what you're going to do with your hook is pull back the cap band, grab the bottom rubber band and loom it outwards to the right. That is where this rubber band should be coming from. Alright, unfortunately I've had to turn on my lights and switch back to the white background because the sun is getting down, or the sun is going down, and it's getting pretty difficult to see what I'm doing. But anyway, to loom the right side of your bracelet, you are now here on this second right pin. You're going to do the exact same thing you did on the left. You're going to get your hook, pull back the top rubber bands, grab the bottom rubber band and loom it forwards to the next right pin. Then again, here on this next right pin, pull back the top rubber bands, grab the bottom rubber band and loom it forwards to the next right pin. And you'll just do the same thing. Go all the way down the right side of your loom, and you're going to stop looming these A color rubber bands when you get to this 13th right pin. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and fast forward myself looming. You're going to continue as well, but I'm going to fast forward, so just use the pause button if you need to. Okay, so as you can see here, I've stopped looming these rubber bands, and I've loomed all of these rubber bands here on the right side of my loom. Now I just need to loom this one here, and you should as well. So once you get here to this 13th right pin, you're going to do the same thing as you've done before. Pull back the top rubber bands, grab this very bottom rubber band and loom it inwards to this 13th middle pin. Now you are done looming all of the rubber bands that you need to on your loom. So now it is time to take them off of your loom. And, well, you're going to need your hook and your last A color rubber band so we can do this. Now, if you would like, this last A color rubber band is going to be the first rubber band in your extension. So if you would rather have another color for your extension, or to start your extension, then just get another color. But anyway, you're not going to be using this A color rubber band just yet. Instead, you're going to come back down here to the beginning of your loom, where your cap band is, and you're going to get your hook. What you're going to do with your hook is you're going to grab the cap band here on this first middle pin, take it off of the pin it is on, and then come over here to the left and over here on the right and pull all of the rubber bands off of those pins as well. And that's all you're going to do. You're just going to use your hook to pull all of the rubber bands off of all of the pins on your loom, going all the way down your loom until you get up here to the last middle pin. do not take the rubber bands off of this last middle pin. You will need them so you can put this rubber band on for your extension. So I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward myself, taking the rest of these rubber bands off of my loom. Just use the pause button if you need to. Alright, sorry if there was a weird cutting there, but the camera had died, so yeah. Anyway, once you've taken all of the rubber bands off of your loom, except for these here on your last middle pin, you're going to get your hook and the last day color rubber band you should have left, and you're going to stick your hook going down into this last middle pin and far enough down so that when you stick it out to the side, your hook catches all of the rubber bands on this pin. Then you're going to get your rubber band here, your last day color rubber band, and put it on the hook part of your hook and slide your hook back up through this middle pin. Now make sure when you do, you only have this same rubber band that was on it originally on your hook still, so there should only be one rubber band on your hook. And then you're going to put the other end of this rubber band you're holding with your fingers onto your hook as well. Now you can take these rubber bands off of the middle pin, and now you should have something like this. Now once you do, you are going to get some more rubber bands, and we're going to make our extension. So to make your extension, you're going to need to choose any two pins on your loom. I've chosen these two here. You're also going to need some extension rubber bands so you can create your extension. Now, with this rubber band that's still on your hook, you're going to transfer it onto the two pins you have chosen. Now to do that, you're going to grab one side of the rubber band, the other end still on your hook, and you're going to put this end that you have in your fingers on one of the pins. Then you're going to do the same thing for the other end. Take it off of your hook and put it on the other pin you have chosen. Now you should have something like this. Now because this rubber band is stretching across two pins, you can make any kind of bracelet you want for an extension. So you can make a fishtail extension if you want. But I'm going to be making a simple single chain extension. And to do that, you're going to get an extension rubber band, stretch it across these same two pins, get your hook, and grab the bottom rubber band on one of the pins, pull it over the pin and release, then do the same for the other side. Then again, get another extension rubber band and stretch it across these two pins here. Grab your hook. Once again, grab the bottom rubber band on one of the pins with your hook. Pull it over the pin and release. Do the same for the other pin. Grab the bottom rubber band, pull it over the pin and release. Then get another extension rubber band and place it going across the same two pins. And well, all you're going to do is you're just going to continue making your extension, doing this simple pattern of placing and looming over and over until you make your extension long enough to make your bracelet fit around your wrist. And as you can see, my extension is already starting to form. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut the video here until I finish making my extension. And you're just going to continue making your extension yourself. And well, just use the pause button if you need to. Alright, so now I have made my extension long enough so my bracelet will fit around my wrist now. And you should have as well. And once you have done that, it is now time to get your clip so you can attach both ends of your bracelet together. Now to do this, you're going to get your hook, and what you're going to do with this last rubber band here on these two pins is you're going to grab one side of the rubber band, take it off of the pin it is on, make sure the other end stays on the pin it is on, and bring this end that you have on your hook onto the other end of the rubber band on the other pin. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to stretch this rubber band that is here on this one pin, so there should only be one pin on your loom with rubber bands on it. You're going to stretch this rubber band back to another pin on your loom, stretching it out a little bit, and that will make putting your clip on a lot easier. So just go ahead and put your clip on, and once you have your clip on your bracelet, you can, or with this rubber band, you can take it off of your loom, and now your clip should be attached to one end of your bracelet. Now we need to attach it to your cap band, and to do that you're going to get your cap band and stretch it going across any two pins on your loom. Then you're going to get your clip on the other end of your bracelet and attach it to your clip, or attach it to your cap band. And bam, there you go. And once your cap band and your clip are attached together, you can take your cap band off of the pins it is on, and now your clip should be attached to both ends of your bracelet. Now once this is true for you, you can go ahead and put your bracelet on, and bam! So as you can see here, I am now wearing my Frilly Ladder bracelet and this snowy fishtail bracelet, which if you're interested in making it, there is a tutorial. But anyway, I am now wearing, or well, now I'm not wearing, my Frilly Ladder bracelet, and hopefully now you have your Frilly Ladder bracelet. So yeah. So I would like to thank you for watching my tutorial. Hopefully it showed you how to make my Frilly Ladder bracelet successfully, and I will hopefully be able to upload a monster tail tutorial on this bracelet, so you can make this bracelet as long as you want without an extension. And yeah. So hopefully you have your Frilly Ladder bracelet now, and you're enjoying it and wearing it and all that fun stuff. And that's pretty much all I have to say. So thanks for watching, and bye!